Hello everyone, it's a beautiful spring-summer day, and after replacing the chain I was hoping to enjoy my bike a little bit longer, but it developed quite an interesting noise from the gearbox. And what I noticed is that sometimes after I'm putting it into the gear, the clutch doesn't seem to be fully disengaging. So when is it cold right now, I'm gonna demonstrate. The wheel after pulling the clutch in is gonna stop, but when it's hot that is not happening, so the wheel keeps spinning, and I think this is the reason why the gearbox I cannot like shift in smoothly. So today we're gonna do a clutch replacement. I really didn't want to do that because it's quite an advanced operation, but let's see. So first, now the bike is cold, and this is how it works now. A little bit of drag from the gearbox, but the wheel overall stays here. First gear, control, it stops. So now when it's cold, it's actually doing it properly. But when it's hot, the wheel doesn't stop spinning. So maybe the clutch is binding when it's hot. So let's proceed with the clutch replacement. First, I'm gonna remove the oil off camera because that's not very interesting. And see you in a while. Okay, so after removing the oil and putting the cover in, the bolt in, it's time to tackle this cover. And for that, I've also made a template so I could put all the bolts in order and not forget how did they come in. Alright, so let's get going. Here we go. All the bolts hold in order. It's quite important. They're different sizes. Don't mess up. Okay, that was more violent than I expected. Alright, let's continue with the clutch disassembly. I'm really surprised. Why does these springs are actually coated in some color that completely fell apart? Is that what Honda normally does? See, it's like some color that flaked off. Wow. Well, that worked. Ooh. I was really afraid I'm gonna snap my chain or something. That was a lot of force. So, we have successfully broken the bolt in the middle, and now we can proceed with removing the clutch components and install the new ones. Let's get started.
Okay, here I have to record a little bit of audio on top of the original footage because I was having the wrong assumption. So here I'm showing up the clutch plate, and when I opened it up I found two rings inside. One ring which was very close to this piece that I'm currently showing, and there was another inner ring which looked a little bit discolored, but also it looked a little bit concave, and this kind of made me think that it's not proper, that the ring heated up and it actually became this shape, but in reality is actually expected. So back to the video.
Well, it seems like my torque wrench didn't really like the treatment from earlier.
After making sure one last time that all the plates are in the right place and it actually moves, torque the main bolt to 128 nanometers of force, or 94 pound-feet of torque, and use a screwdriver to taper the bolt into the groove so it wouldn't walk out. After the bolt is tapered, I've decided to use the springs included in the kit. The kit said that they're 15% stronger. I didn't feel any more heavy action on my clutch, so I think it was a good choice to use the springs in the kit. So just mount the springs, put in the plate securing the springs, and then put in the 4 bolts. I've used a little bit of blue Loctite to secure them in place. The torque numbers for these bolts is only 12 newton meters of force or 9 pound-feet of torque, so it's not very much. Don't over torque them, otherwise they might snap, and it's not necessary. It takes a little bit of time to torque them because the springs are really resisting you, so you have to screw them in a cross pattern. Alright, so camera overheated, but I've managed to clean the covers, torqued the bolts in here. I've prepared the surfaces and I'm about to apply some gasket maker and then hopefully close this and put some oil in it and see what's gonna happen. After putting back the cover, you can see me here putting all the bolts in at 15 times the speed. It took quite a while, so it's not very interesting to watch, but all bolts went in and luckily no leaks. Here the bike is already in one piece. I was initially a little bit scared because the wheel was not turning very well, but after turning it by hand a little bit and letting the oil slip in between the clutch plates, it finally felt much better. So here I'm just giving it a little bit of a spin. You can see in the first gear nut doesn't move, but when I pull in the clutch it actually moves. So overall it looks like I didn't break anything. The main question is, whenever I fix the problem, um, it's me in the future right now, and actually the bike feels much better, but the gearbox is still clunking out quite a little bit. That was it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you around.